Visit MikeThompson.com. Your adventure starts here at Mike Thompson RV.
Welcome back. Wait a minute. Let's do something different. Dearly beloved, we're gathered here today to get emotional and screw your lives up forever. We're talking about the pros and cons of getting married or staying single. The millennials are staying single. Us guys, we got trapped. Sorry, baby, you didn't hear that. What do you think, guys?
Does that make me a millennial? Because I never got married? Or does that make me a genius?
Probably a genius millennial.
Uh-huh.
I'm a try-time.
Yeah.
Once, twice, 3 times, maybe.
Is that a
lucky.
technical term? Try time?
Possibly.
Oof.
Wait.
According to the term.
Melissa over here. Guys, this is Melissa. Welcome aboard, Melissa. Okay, Melissa is the queen of getting married. What'd you say, 3 times?
Once for a year, the next time for 9, now
We're not
11.
asking for excuses, Melissa.
No.
Was it 3 times?
Lucky number 3, I'm very happy.
Ah.
Makes my world spin and crazy and all sorts of places happy.
So you had 3 guys go down, I'm going to lose half my shit aisle.
Just 3? I've only had 3.
No, I mean, you're getting married, you're losing half your shit.
Oh, he's saying alimony, not palimony.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I get it where I need it.
Well, you're awesome. Troy, I mean, you're a loser. You're married.
How do I follow up with that?
Yeah,
You know?
What a loser.
No, there's a lot to be said both ways, right? And that's what we're going to explore today. It's like single, what are the benefits? A lot. Married, benefits? Can be a lot. So let's dig into it, Hammer.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. Okay, I've been married longer than most of you people have been alive, and the interesting
What do you
thing
mean, you people?
well, way more than you've been alive, my friend. Okay, so and I, you know, when I was a young person, it was kind of expected of you. And it was the thing to do. You go to college, you get married, you do the kid thing, you do da-da-da-da-da-da, right? Nowadays, I don't think the millennials, why would you? I mean, it's the whole thing about women moving. I mean, there's more women in the workplace today than there are men, okay?
Yes.
There's more women that graduate from college than men. You know, I mean, it's, you guys, why do you need us? What's the point?
You know, I watched a documentary recently that said that that monogamy is not human condition, and marriage was something that was set up by the monarchies, you know, in order to basically make money and keep their, you know, countries thriving.
I've been telling my wife that for years.
It was something that you know, had to continue, you know, just because people thought that it was necessary, because for religious reasons.
Catholic Church.
Yeah,
No,
things like that.
She's absolutely right. She's absolutely right.
but
It's an
I
archaic
think-
institution, if you
yeah.
ask me. It really is.
It is.
It's from, like, exactly what you're saying. It's
Yeah.
archaic.
I think penguins are the only creature that are intended to be monogamous, as opposed to, you know, like humans are just not. It takes work. Lots and lots and lots of work.
I mean, how
every
hard is it
single
for
day.
a penguin just to walk from one chick to the other? I mean,
Well-
Jesus, you ever seen them walk? They have to slide,
I
right?
think women the ones I talk to like the idea of this situation. They want to have the wedding and the party and that whole scenario, but then they don't realize that there's a fucking marriage involved with that, you know, and a whole lot of shit comes with that.
But I honestly, and to your credit in saying that, but I think it is work, but you can make it fun work. Like, for instance, and I told Hammer about this, that my husband travels a lot. And so I go to the airport.
Yeah, let me know
lingerie.
when he's out of town, would you please?
Absolutely.
How many keys do you have out there for your house?
But basically, I go dressed in stilettos and sexy lingerie, pick him up at the airport and bring him home, or he comes home, surprise, I'm cooking dinner, half naked with stilettos on, and you just the spice of life. If you love somebody enough that you just want to make it special, it happens, and it makes it phenomenal and crazy ass sex after now 11 years and continuing on.
Can we put a pause on this show so we can go take showers right now?
I mean, I think, you know, obviously sex is a huge factor in marriage, but at some point it starts to fall by the wayside. And, you know, and you have children, you have jobs, you know, they travel a lot. So, you know, I mean, like, there's there's a lot of scenarios in there that just make it really.
Well, I think when we're young and you have all that
strained.
passion and you've got all that energy and all you want to do is be rabbits and go at it. But as we get older, we don't have that passion and that thing. We have love, of course, but we're not all just wrapped up in that one aspect of sex.
Yeah, I was talking about Kira Sedgwick. I was watching a movie with her the other day with someone, and Kevin Bacon. They've been married for about 1 million years, and that's kind of difficult in a Hollywood situation. And somebody asked them, what is your secret to a lasting marriage? And he said, keep the fights clean and keep the sex dirty. And I have always kind of stuck with that. I really it's kind of brilliant.
My motto is lady on the arm, chef in the kitchen, and a whore in the bedroom, and that's where I leave it.
Yeah,
And
lady in the streets, freaking the sheets, right?
yeah, basically, I make it down and dirty. Like I said, 11 years and spice of life. Gotta have sex all the time. Want to make it special, so find different tricks, trades, outfits, toys.
Hey, producer, I need a bathroom break.
12 seconds later.
You two need to get your shit together. Did you pop a couple of Cialis before you got here? Because I'm pretty sure none of you have a boner.
Go back to something you said, Brandi, which is, Brandi, you were talking about, women that like can't wait for that day and it's a party and all that kind of stuff. When did that happen? And what is that? I mean, I think women by and large have more of a anticipation of marriage and having that than men do. Not that we don't also enjoy it, but it seems to me that you look at women and are like, they can't wait for that beautiful wedding and all that. Where does that come from? Is it just still archaic and it's in the back of our prehistoric brain?
Escape the parents.
history.
I think it's a social media thing, to be fucking honest with you at this point. They want to show that day. They want to showcase.
Oh, look at me, I got somebody that
themselves
loves me.
looking like that, and they want to showcase, all of that. I mean, everyone is their representative now, not who they really fucking are.
Right, but I think a long time ago it was more so than it is today. So it's even more so
You think
way back.
Well,
Way back, I think it was
Yeah.
the women wanting
Right.
to get out of the holdings of their parents.
That makes sense.
Right.
And let me out and I can do my own thing. Now I agree, it's social media. It is definitely social media. Look at me, I look more beautiful than you. My wedding's better than yours.
But way back, Melissa, to your point, women couldn't do jack unless they had a man. They couldn't vote. They couldn't buy any property. They couldn't do anything. So they had to have a man, and that's the position they had
Right.
to take. And so when
Yeah.
you had the farmers, they had to have the families and all that kind of stuff. But nowadays, women are so far past men,
Yeah.
economically, if they want to be,
Yeah.
and that's what it is. So you guys control
there's
the
no
whole
longer
program now.
There's no longer the old maid syndrome. you
Definitely
know?
not.
I mean, I think you can
Definitely.
hold out as long as you want to, as long as you don't let your fucking self go. I mean, that's
Well, no,
what
but
I
the
mean,
wives
honestly,
let themselves
that's
go.
what it is.
But the wives let themselves go, and then the husbands
They get
stray.
comfortable, yes, and obviously.
And I'm a firm believer you cannot let yourself go as a woman, that it's always a work in progress. You keep working out. You keep putting your makeup on as little or more as you want, hair. But you got to look good for your man.
Melissa,
Otherwise,
is that for you or for your man? Or both?
I think it's both.
I think it's both.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because I would go to drop my kids off at high school, and honestly, I'd see women in their little buns and their workout, athleisure, and I'm thinking, your husband comes home to this. What's the
no.
excitement?
Maybe it's because of my age, but I'll tell you this, and being in this industry my entire life, I don't like my wife wearing makeup. I like it when she's just all natural. I mean, I
don't know.
That's me. That's just the way it is.
I think. Well, I mean, I think it's kind of that scenario where you start dating someone and they look and act a certain way, and then once you get comfortable, they start to fall by the wayside, and let themselves go,
Absolutely.
and then it becomes a point where they walk around with their kids, and you're like, who the fuck procreated with you? You know what I mean? Like, how did that even happen?
I
Jesus
agree.
Christ!
1,000%. And that's what I'm saying. You can't let yourself go, because then they're going to stray.
I don't know one guy that
she's
won't
not-
procreate. He'll close his eyes. He'll go at it. He's fine.
She's not suggesting, that you have to wear makeup 24/7, but she's saying, just
Keep it
make
together.
yourself presentable like you did when you first started dating. Not,
No, I get it. I get it.
you know, I
Don't
mean,
have
there's
20
days
pound
that you don't
saddlebags.
feel well, and
Yeah.
you know, but don't.
But it's also a uniquely human thing, right? I mean, when you look at the wild kingdom out there, there are very few animals that mate for life, right? So it's a very unique.
The only
thing for
reason we
humans.
mate for life is because of the Catholic Church.
Well,
Right.
Exactly.
It's all a gimmick,
it's like
guys.
chimpanzees, greater apes, ourselves. We mate for life, and there's a couple others out there. So it's an institution. It's like
I know a
you
number
both
of
just said, it's just-
chimpanzees that have cheated on their spouse. Okay?
and smell
In
it's
public,
gross.
in public,
Oh, yeah, I know.
behind the glass at the zoo.
Period.
Yeah, yeah. Where your kids are there, and you're like, "Don't look at this.
Don't look.
Like,
Don't look at
cover
that."
your eyes, children.
Oh my gosh. Let's go look at the lions. Oh my god.
Not the chimpanzees.
Whoa.
Boy, our lives suck, don't they?
Well,
So listen, guys, but think about it. Would you, if you were a millennial right now, what's the benefit really of getting married, especially as a woman? What's your benefit?
Love.
Love.
I was just throwing it out there.
What?
Wow.
Absolutely. Women. Oh, well, I shouldn't say that.
Not just women.
Not just women, men also want, I think, companionship. My daughter is in Greece right now, and she is acting
I know
like
your
a man.
daughter.
And she's acting like a man right now, and just sewing.
She's
her
probably got
wild oats and
threesomes
Me
going
too.
on.
What's up, girl?
Yeah.
and then there's my son who's just met somebody really nice and is like, I just kind of want to be settled down. She's stolen his heart, and and that's cool, and that's it. You got to go with the flow and what your feelings are feeling.
But Melissa, my whole point is that, like you said, Troy, I mean, we're animals. I mean, it's not in our nature, really, for most people to be with one person. And that's why 50% of all marriages fail. Because all of a
It's
sudden
more
they
than
get
that.
bored. They're
It's
tired of
I'm
hearing
an
you.
example of all that.
Yeah. 3 strikes and you're in. You're not
Hey,
out.
hey,
I mean,
know.
come on.
The third one is not a strike yet.
Okay,
It's still good. It's
okay.
solid as a
Yeah.
rock. It's
That's
good.
right. Okay, next week we'll be talking about your divorce. But we're not doing that.
Oh, jeez.
Well, let's talk about the other side of that, right? Being single. You said millennial. What's the
Right.
what's the advantage of being single? I mean, there's so many dating apps.
How
out
much
there
time
right
do you
now,
have?
Swiping left and swiping right.
Tinder?
Have you ever used a dating app? Of course, you haven't.
I
Melissa?
have not.
Have you?
I've
Oh,
wanted
I've never
to.
done. Well, actually, no. I did Millionaire Match like
Millionaire
Millionaire
match.
match.
20 years ago.
Wow,
20 years
that's
ago.
a good one.
20 years ago.
Kudos to you.
Screw that farmer.com stuff.
Yeah.
Farmers only.
Dirty hands. I mean, I'm not dirty, but not dirty hands.
Our time. Yeah. No.
Oh, come on
Christian
now.
Mingle.
By the
no,
way,
There is bullshit on
oh,
that
she a
person.
hoe
No,
for
that's
show.
not a
That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
A
yeah.
shalom. Yeah. Okay.
by the way, there is a farmer one of those.
I know there is.
Farmers
yeah.
only.
Oh,
Yes.
it is.
Yeah. No, I wasn't kidding. But I have a lot of friends that do these dating apps, and they're always just kind of shocked, at what transpires.
But aren't they
and
just fuck apps?
I mean,
Basically.
That's what they
honestly,
are.
honestly, I think
That's
that's
it.
what it's transitioned into. And
Yeah.
then some people that are actually going on there and they're trying to find someone realize like this is fucked up. And I have dated a little bit in the last couple of years, and no one has ever sent me a dick pic or anything really inappropriate. And I think it's just because I don't present myself in that manner. But they inevitably receive those kinds of photos, and then they are like, oh, we were going on our first date, and they're so excited, and all that guy wants to do is fuck, and they're wondering why that is kind of what transpires. And I'm like, that's what's happening.
But there's like silver singles, right? I mean, there's a lot of options, I suppose, out there.
Hey, I'm sorry.
Hammer, that's you.
The seniors can get busy as equally as the
Our
youngers.
time, yeah.
If I went on an app at my age, I'd say at 18. Okay?
No,
But I think a lot of
I-
people hook up on apps
I
these
think
days.
Yeah.
I think with Tinder they should pass out, those what do they call those morning after pills?
Definitely.
Like a Starbucks gift card and a
Two
morning
swipes, you
after
get an extra
pill, and
condom.
then
Yeah.
an our time Cialis and paper bag.
You get in that line to lose 50% of your shit, okay, that marriage line, Or do you say, I'm just going to have a great relationship with somebody that I love, and it's a good thing, cool thing, right? I mean, why get in that line where you can lose 50% of your shit?
Is that what you're really thinking about?
No,
When you're about
definitely
to kind of dip your dick
Definitely
in
not.
somebody or something,
I'm
you know what I
looking
mean?
at
Is
the
that what you're
prenup.
thinking
You better
about?
sign this shit. That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
I mean,
But not all marriages have a prenup. Some marriages don't, and they're thinking love and children and family and grandkids and
That's why I
the
did it.
happily ever after.
Yeah, I mean, my first 5-7 years was honeymoon time for me.
I thought you were going to say 5 or 7 marriages.
I know. I was like, damn, okay.
We actually,
I'm
I
going to
told
tell
my
Barb
wife
it was
that
only
she
5 or 7.
Yeah. No, I told my wife that she was the female version of me for the first 5 or 7 years, and she was. And, we have a couple of beautiful kids, and, it's wonderful for us. It's not for everybody. But, it's like you talk about marriage, and we were talking earlier, it's not easy, right? Look back on the pop culture of TV, right? Remember way back in the Honeymooners?
That's something you've forgotten too, Ralph. You seem to have forgotten that I am a woman.
I forgot that you're a woman? How could I? You're always yapping. What do you mean I don't treat you like a woman? I treat you like a woman. I let you sew, I let you cook, I let you wash the windows, I let you clean up. Boys don't do that, Alice.
And you had All in the Family. That was very, almost violent, same thing. And certainly from, say, 2000 on, every show on TV that has a family, there's that discourse. There's always that fight with the wife. And it's reality. There's no Leave It to Beaver. That's bullshit. It always has been. It was cute for a while, but really if in public
So you
public
don't
culture,
leave it to Beaver?
Sorry, what beaver are we talking
it's
about?
always tough. Marriage and how
Oh, that means- okay,
the
I'm sorry.
relationship. It's
Sorry,
never
yeah.
easy. You have to work on it, We were talking about that earlier.
Well, my wife stopped beating me like in the 7th year. I said I was going to go to the cops. So she said, okay, no more beating on me. So now, you know what, guys? Listen, all jokes aside, some marriages work out amazing, and it's a good thing. But in today's climate, I just don't know if I think it's necessary. I'm cool where I'm at, but I just don't know if listen, you women are, and I've always believed this.
You women.
No, you women
You
are
women,
smarter.
I know.
Is that what we're doing again?
No, you're smarter.
I know.
You're more
course.
clever.
You're right.
You, you control the situation if you
Absolutely.
want.
Keep going.
Us guys are sitting there.
I'm sorry, I'm about to have a panty puddle, so keep going.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm going to slide off this
We're
chair
gonna have
in
a
a
bathroom
minute.
break here in a minute. Yeah, but it's a fact, and guys have just got to kind of slide up to that situation and understand that now you're kind of the chick because the girls are kind of empowered now.
Are you saying that if you were younger and you'd approached your wife in this era as opposed to when you did, you would not be married?
Well, no, in my era, I just club her over the head and drag her to the cave.
no, she's
it's-
saying today.
I'm
Today?
saying today. Would things be different? Same for you, Troy. Do you think things would be different if you
Could very well be.
if you were younger? If
Could
you
very
know
well be,
you
yeah.
were the age that you were when you got married? And
I think in her profession and my profession, she probably would have went, yeah, I'm not going to look twice at you.
And that's no less love. It's no less
No, it's just
relationship.
facts.
It would be a different,
Yeah.
Hey,
listen, I married way above my pay grade, okay? So, that's a blessing. Today, I don't know if she'd want to fucking help the poor guy on the street, okay? I'm just saying. She would, might be a different scene for her, not for me, but for her.
But my son is 22, and he has that grandeur of marriage, family, kids, the white picket fence, and I don't know if it's because how we raised him, but I will say my daughter not so much. She's 25. She's not sure what she wants to do, but my son still has that feeling that he wants that commitment, that love, the family, raising the kids, the Christmases, the graduations, the weddings. He wants that.
But Melissa, you can still have that, but you don't have to have marriage. You can still have
My son's
kids
an
and be
emotional kid,
and
too.
be.
Yeah,
Brandy's
exactly.
a perfect example. She's got kids. She's never been married.
why does there need to be a contract?
But wait, hold on. Let's just clarify this. I have kids from the same person. He was just a steaming pile of shit. That is why. Okay, I never got married. I have 6 engagement rings.
6.
I have 6. I'm going to sell them as a lot on eBay if anyone is interested.
Damn, girl, you're good. I mean, hell yeah. 6.
Yeah, no, but I
So, Melissa, you just got kicked out of the
no,
ballpark. 'Cause-
no, but he was.
No, but you say she only got the engagement ring. I actually went down the aisle on all 3.
Yeah, but she has the rings and didn't have to go down the
But-
aisle.
I have the rings. I still have the rings.
But you know, I mean, I inevitably I made a good choice. He was a very abusive, terrible human being.
Yeah, but so he's a piece of shit, but you got great kids out of it.
I
So
have
that's-
fantastic
But
children.
the point is,
and
you
I-
never
know,
got
like,
married. That's the
I
point.
never got married.
Right, and
yeah.
you didn't need to.
No, I don't.
That's the point, right?
Yeah.
So I want to ask Melissa, why is it, 1, 2, third time? Why do you still want to get married and have a contract as opposed to like, hey, you know what? I love you. Let's hang out.
I don't think of it as a contract.
But why marry again? Why not just, have that great relationship? And I don't mind it. I'm just curious.
He'd never been married, and actually,
So
at
you
that
ruined
point-
him.
Oh shit.
I reeled that man in. He thought he'd be single for the rest of his life. No, honestly, he had never been married, and he came from a very.
He had a perfect record, and you had to come along and blow
Oh, that's
it.
right, baby. Whoop.
Well,
That's
look at
right.
her. Look at her.
Yeah, there you go.
It's
That's
hard
what happened.
No, yeah,
That's
he
what
was
happened.
loony, and now all of a sudden.
He was the one. We both actually decided, but he had never been married and wanted to be married. He comes from an
I'm going to
old-fashioned
guarantee
family.
you chased him around the frickin' house with those stilettos, and come on.
Beat him over the head.
We're getting
until he
married.
said, Let's
Yeah.
get married.
I threw my line out there and I reeled him in.
Good girl.
That's right.
I do think some people are just hopeless romantics, and they they do it. They're not doing it, just because they just want to be the serial,
Listen, I've got some
But-
stupid friends that have been married 6 and 7 times.
But yeah,
and
they
can't be
They
alone.
know it eventually it's gonna work out. I want this
Yeah.
to work out, and they want it. They just want to be in love and happy, and they think that that's what is gonna make that happen for them. And I don't shame you for that.
I'm not
every marriage isn't
advocating
perfect.
don't get married, okay? I'm not advocating that at all. I'm just saying do it for the right reason.
Right.
That's the whole thing.
Brandi, do you ever think you'll get married?
Hell to the no.
I think I was very controlled for a really long time, and I think that is just always a factor. So I just want to make sure that I'm,
Yeah,
not.
but don't you think
put
you're a
in
much
that-
stronger woman
No, yeah,
now?
no.
Way
Because
stronger.
I
Nobody
don't
fucking
think you're
with
a
me at
weak
this
chicken.
point,
I mean,
yes, but yeah.
I don't want to meet you in an alley because
no.
I got to figure out how to.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Sure you do.
Exactly. I'm out. Yeah. How do I get out of this alley?
I like
gotta
the
go through
idea. I love the idea of growing old with somebody, and Alan and I have a lot of fun.
I don't like the idea of
We-
growing old at all.
Well, I don't want to grow old. I just, as I age, I like aging with somebody. Or
So Melissa, can I get my I thought we had something
no,
going there.
absolutely not.
Okay, all right.
No, but it's nice to know that there's going to be somebody there, and actually, now that we're empty nesters, it's like it's amazing.
Yeah, but Melissa, that's the whole thing that I'm talking about. Listen, I'm married and I love being married. I love my wife. I mean, I don't want to be with anybody else. I'm the happiest guy on the planet. You heard me say that, baby, right? So don't kick my ass when I get home. But do you have to be married to have that? Is my point.
No, you don't. But there's sometimes a little magic, I don't know. It's just, it works for us. It doesn't work for everybody. It works for Alan and I, and we're happy. And
Does it make you feel
great.
more secure? Is that what it is? I mean, like that's what I'm curious about. Like, does it make you feel more secure? Does it make you think that this is
don't know, secure,
more
just-
forever than it is if you're just?
There's a
I
commitment
think
level.
it's more comfortable saying husband than boyfriend.
I think it's a thing.
I like
yeah.
being a missus. I love that. I love, wearing the ring on my finger. And you don't need to be married to wear a ring on your finger by any means, but I don't know. I like the commitment. Alan had never been married before, so it was a good fit.
He had a perfect record going.
He did have a perfect record.
Today's society, I think you're right. It's not as critical or important or, top of mind for kids these days. So
Well, before, I mean, guys, listen, in my generation, go to school,
the 30s.
the 1800s, go to school,
Whoa.
get married, have kids, have grandkids, die. Okay? I mean, do your own thing. Don't
Eyes up here, bud.
right? Do your own thing.
Right here.
Yeah, right? I mean, do your own thing. I mean, listen, we're living longer, we're doing different things, and I just think it's hard. Listen, I'm a blessed guy because I've got the right woman, but there's 50% of all marriages fail.
I'm going to say this, though, Hammer, when you're talking about that, have the kids and all stuff, what I am totally against is hooking up with people, having kids, moving on, have kids, moving on.
Oh,
I
that's
can't
not cool.
stand that whole concept. To me, that is just robbing the kids of a nice, secure home life and being taught the right thing.
Like Melissa was saying earlier, that you put them in a scenario where you're going to damage them, inevitably when they get older.
Exactly.
You have to make that decision, and
Yep.
sometimes, I mean, I've dated a little bit since, and so a lot of them have been a little younger.
Tell me that's not true.
A little bit. A lot of them have been younger, and were wanting to have more kids, and I'm like, hey, that's not happening. I'm done. My kids are grown. I'm not doing that ever again. I did the team mom. I did the fucking volunteering in the classroom. I did all of that shit.
But to Troy's question, there's something called a condom. You dumbasses, wear it, do protection, do something. Dumbasses.
Well,
I'm
no,
not saying it's
that's
not.
not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm
No,
suggesting.
not you. I was talking
no.
about his question.
It wasn't really a question. I'm just saying I think it's kind of ridiculous.
You don't need to have kids. You
People
can just
hook
go out
up,
and have a good
kids,
time.
and they say, okay, fine, now let's go to another woman and have a couple more kids. And let's go over here and have a couple more
I
kids.
think that's what I'm saying, though. That's what I was saying, is that you break up and then you end up dating somebody that wants more kids, even if you
Right.
don't. You're gonna end up doing something to please them because you're in love with them or whatever.
Alan wanted more kids.
I am very stern in my decision. I am not having any more children, and I have broken up with a couple of people because of that. Because I'm like, you know what? I don't want to take that from you. You need that in your life. I think you would be a great dad, whatever. But I'm not doing that again. So, and I've gotten to this point where now I feel like maybe I have to just date older people because they've already done that too.
Do I qualify? I'm older.
Yeah. I'm good. No.
I'm feeling bummed.
Alan wanted kids, and I just basically said, get to know the kids, and then he decided no kids. He's like, okay, kids are a lot more work than I thought they were going to be, and I'm like, it's not, like you said, leave it to Beaver. It's not that easy. There are trials and tribulations and a lot of headaches, and you know what? Once he realized how difficult kids are, he changed his mind. And
What's that joke? Hey, Ward, I think you were a little hard on the Beaver last night.
So, hey, guys, listen up. I want to thank you for listening to this. And by the way, dearly beloved, if you play that game, be careful. You might get burned. And by the way, if you didn't like this thing, don't subscribe. But Brandi, should they subscribe?
Abso-fucking-lutely. Subscribe.
Subscribe, people. Ciao.
Visit MikeThompson.com. Your adventure starts here at Mike Thompson RV.